Derby County head to Austria this week for their pre-season tour, but what can we expect and what players can we expect to see? Now obviously Derby County have a range of different injury concerns with the likes of Kane Wilson, Ryan Niambi, Sondre Langas, all looking like they're going to be missing out on this one. Now, it has been seen on a video this morning that Carlton Morris is with the group, but apart from that, we haven't seen any of those injured bodies. Now, obviously, we're going to see some youth players join up as well. Based on the video that Derby County posted earlier on today, we've seen the likes of Charles Abuka, Lennon Wilden, and a range of others, which we're going to get onto in this video. Now, obviously, for Derby County, this trip to Austria is not just a team building exercise, but it also gives those youth team players the opportunity to impress John Eustace and his coaching staff, but will any of them be able to make the step up? A few have already impressed this weekend in the pre-season friendly against Matlock Town, but there's obviously a lot of work still to do heading into the 2025-26 championship campaign. Now we're going to get into all of that in this video, but if you have not done so already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets. Now, obviously, this trip to Austria, not only is it focused on bringing this team together and bringing in some team cohesion and really everybody getting to know each other, but it also gives full direct 24/7 contact for John Eustace and his coaching staff to be able to put not only the first team players but also the youth team players in positions where maybe they aren't too comfortable or maybe that they need a little bit of extra help. Now, obviously for me, I think this trip is massive for those young players that get the opportunity, and I'm really hopeful that Derby County have taken a few from this weekend's fixture. Now, obviously, there is a few that have been spotted already on the video that was posted by Derby earlier on today, and those are the likes of Charles Abuka, who's a striker. You've got Lennon Wilden, can play left, right, and through the middle. You've got Freddie Turley, played at right back in the game at the weekend. You've got Rio Canaville, who is a centre-half. You've got Jake Rooney, centre-half, right-back, holding midfielder. And there's another one which I'm not quite sure about who was behind Lennon Wilden. I'm not sure if it's Sean Corrie or Kai Robinson, but we'll wait and see on that one when we get more content from this week. Now, there's probably others involved as well. Obviously, we didn't see the whole first team squad. We didn't see the potential injured players that could potentially be involved in this week as well. Obviously, you've got the likes of Dejan Brown, you've got Kane Wilson, Joe Ward, Sondre Langas, who all weren't all picked up on this video. I don't think Selverson was on the video as well. So it's one of those where those players could still be there. We just don't know at this moment in time. Now, obviously, the important thing when looking into this week is, for me, I think it's an excellent opportunity for those younger players to be able to prove themselves to John Eustace. And I think if you go to the weekend, I think a lot of them did a really good job. I was really impressed by, obviously, Isaac Gordon. Made a video discussing Isaac Gordon and the fixture itself on Saturday afternoon. I think Isaac Gordon was probably the most impressive out of the group. You look at Freddie Turley, I thought he was quite impressive as well. Obviously, we all know what Jake Rooney brings to the table, but I think when you look at someone like Cruz Allen, when you look at Charles Abuka, I think they both got into some really, really good positions. Now, Cruz Allen, for me, needs to make decisions a little bit earlier. I think I mentioned that in the video at the weekend reviewing that, but I thought he got himself in some good positions, and if John Eustace can get that little bit of extra edge onto him and get the likes of Kenzo Helpmine, get the likes of Carlton Morris and things like that around a Cruz Allen, around a Charles Abuka, I think they'll definitely progress massively. And onto Abuka as well from the weekend, I thought he was brilliant in the way that he led the line. Obviously, I think it was in a 3-5-2 with Lennon Wheeldon up front with him. I think he did really well on that last man and got into some really good positions in the box. And I think realistically, probably could have had a goal or two, but Derby have always been a little bit poor with these type of down the wing cutback type things. And for me, that's where I think someone like Abuka, someone like a Lennon Wheeldon massively thrives. It's someone beating their man, putting a ball across flat on the floor, and it just getting that touch on. And I think we've seen that time and time again from them in the academy. And I think I am really impressed that the likes of Abuka and Rio Canaville, who's been pictured in the squad going to Austria as well, are sort of at their age being given the opportunity. And if the other player who I'm not quite sure about, who I think it's Sean Corrie, but I'm not entirely sure, you can correct me down in the comments, those all getting these opportunities at this age, for me, I think is very, very good. And I think it bodes well for the future of Derby County Football Club. And a player who I'm not sure if I have mentioned yet in this video is Harry Hawkins. I thought he was brilliant at the weekend, and I really hope that he's on this trip to Austria, because he was really good on both feet, wasn't scared of getting on the ball, wasn't scared of trying to make things happen, and I think that's what Derby County need. I do believe that he was credited with the goal at the end of the Matlock Town game, which came from a Cruz Allen free kick and a knockback, but again, it's being in the right place at the right time from set pieces, and that's what Derby County were really good at last season. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of talk here about the academy, but what can we expect from the first team? Now, obviously, there's always going to be an A and a B for pre-season for me. We saw that at the weekend. Fozzie probably isn't going to be a starter. The likes of Eric Peters might not even get a contract. Obviously, Josh Vickers is back up to Zetterstrom. Rooney is sort of in that sort of no man's land at the moment. Obviously, with Langas and Nelson still to return, you don't really know where Rooney's going to go. But obviously, I think this is a brilliant opportunity for them, because obviously, for me, Craig Forsyth, we've tried to replace him every year since he picked up that first ACL injury, and every single year we've failed, and every single year he's ended up being that main man at left back. Over the last couple of years, he's then gone on to be really good in centre half as well, and I think that's what's really important about pre-season. It's seeing the likes of Fozzie, the likes of Rooney, the likes of maybe even Callum Elder. You look at obviously the young players that I've mentioned, seeing them all in different positions and seeing where they can fit into this group. And obviously we're still yet to see Carlton Morris get on the pitch. We're still yet to see Andreas Weimann on the pitch. And I think, I'm not saying that we're going to see that on Friday. I'm not quite sure where Morris and Weimann are in terms of their recovery. Obviously Morris picked up a little niggle last week, which meant that he couldn't play versus Matlock. You've then got Andreas Weimann, who's off the back of I think it's a meniscus surgery, if I remember rightly. So it's one of those which is a little bit more long term. And for me, I still can't really piece together what this squad is going to look like. If we was to play a league game tomorrow, I don't know what the starting 11 would be if everyone was fit, sort of thing, because I'm not quite sure what the thought process is in regards of Caden Jackson, the thought process in regards of Corey Blackett-Taylor. And I've got a lot of hope for Corey Blackett-Taylor, but I still just think there's a lot more that needs to be shown. Now, obviously, there's still development that can happen in this squad. I think Kenzo Helpmine is going to be massively important this season, although some people may agree, some people may disagree. I just think that there's so much work that still needs doing. And I think the discussion around Derby County bringing in Sam Morsey, which I spoke about yesterday, I think is a massive one, because if you've got two nasty bastards behind a Kenzo Helpmine that are going to break up the play, you've got a Sam Morsey that can actually make passes and do things, you've got Ebo Adams who reads the game incredibly well, and then you just get the ball to a Kenzo, you get the ball to a Weimann, you get the ball in these good areas, and I think Derby County could cause real problems. Now, obviously, this week in Austria, I think it's going to sort of be a real sort of discussion in regards of any youth players that could potentially step up for this upcoming season. I'm really hoping that Isaac Gordon is involved in this travelling group, because for me, he was the standout at the weekend. Even out of the first team players, I thought Isaac Gordon was by far our best player across the course of the game. Don't get me wrong, first team players did their job, did well, but I think Isaac Gordon just sort of, in my opinion, really surprised me. I didn't expect him to be that confident and that complete on what is his first start for the senior team, essentially. And I know it's only pre-season, and I know there's still a lot of building to do in that respect, but I think he was very impressive. And with Kane Wilson, Ryan Niambi, Joe Ward all having these injury troubles that they've had over the course of the last few years, you even discuss now, Wilson's out injured, you've got Ward out injured, you've got Niambi all out injured, probably going to miss the start of the season. I think Wilson will be okay, but it gives him an opportunity. We saw it with Jayden Boga a few years ago, and I think this is what we're going to see again. I think we're going to see that introduction of talent, and I think that is exactly what Derby County need. If Derby County want transfer budget, it's got to come from those young players. Now, I'm hoping that Dejon Brown's on the trip as well, but we're going to have to wait and see. Now, obviously, you can let me know your thoughts down in the comments if you have not done so already. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Hit the like button as well, and I'll catch you in the next one. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets.